So what are some of the research that BioCollective is doing where, what are you guys doing to help contribute to the understanding of Parkinson's? What kind of experimentation do you have going?
We haven't been doing, what we've done is we've taken our data and shared it with academics kind of across the world. We have a publication with Sarkis Mazmanian, who's been looking at a lot of things related to the immune system. We've done collaboration with a company called Axial that is bringing a microbiome. I think they're going into a phase 2 clinical trial in Parkinson's. But most of what I have done in the last 2 or 3 years, I have a small nonprofit called BioCollective Research, and I've been pulling together interdisciplinary science, people who are outside the typical realm of looking at Parkinson's and working with them, looking at different aspects of how the microbiome might impact, let's say, for example, the glycocalyx, how those are interrelated. And so in May of this year, we hosted a meeting at Stouts Island Lodge in Wisconsin. It was about 40 scientists. So, we had from a clinical neurologist down to actual Parkinson's patients who came, and Dr. Ninham, who's the chemical or the colloid scientist from Australia, was there. Hans Vink, who is a pioneer in the glycocalyx, was there. Malu Tanzi, she's a immunologist and Parkinson's researcher now at Indiana University. Anyway, we had a very broad group of people with Parkinson's and just general science background kind of come together for 3 days to talk about, what are we missing in Parkinson's? How has our reductionist thinking affected our ability to really think about and understand what are the causal factors? And then how might we look at addressing or, providing some relief for some of the non-motor symptoms of Parkinson's? And so coming out of that, we're actually working on putting together a small study that would look at simple approaches to addressing constipation to reduce the toxic load that's stuck in the bowels. A probiotic that a number of people with Parkinson's, I made it for my husband originally. It's our Sugar Shift product that addresses constipation, but also helps address toxic load. And we know from a clinical trial that we did, reduces serum endotoxin. So we know it's reducing those gram-negative bacteria in the microbiome. And then looking at a solution called Revasca to help restore the glycocalyx. And then kind of a fourth step of that is testing for total toxic burden. So I have a friend I've known for about 10 years who actually comes from a background in dentistry, but has done a lot of microbiome work and has a new company called DetoxU that will be coming out probably the first of the year with a test that can test over 300 different toxic chemicals in the body. So then you have a better assessment of what are you looking at, because we know it's not one thing. We know it's more like a syndrome or a number of different factors. So, we're looking at a little study to try to put those pieces together and see if we can get relief from some of those non-motor symptoms. And then there was a group that met at our conference and came together and has put in an application for I think there's a new program called Cure One, Cure All. And it sounds like their odds are pretty good of, potentially getting a sizable grant to try out an approach they have using I want to say might be DHEA type molecule. I haven't read the grant, but I did get something that sounds like that's moving forward. So most of our work is around fostering collaboration and really getting people to work together and get outside of their silos. Because I think the reason why, we're not finding answers to things like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's is because they're not simple. They are complex. And we've been looking for a single magic bullet. And what we have to understand is it's our complicated lifestyle that's contributing to the increase in these diseases. And so to address that, we've got to address the terrain, the chemicals that we're exposed to, cleaning up our environment, cleaning up the food we're eating, focusing on our microbiome health, restoring the good bacteria in the gut, focus on our oral health. There's a lot of kind of pieces to that puzzle. And there are things that can be done now that don't need some 10 or 15 year drug trial.